Hi, I'm Walker Cole. I identify as trans non-binary. I use she or they pronouns. And welcome back to my series, 10 Things I Learned from Being Broke. I'm trying to normalize living a life of having what you need instead of being obsessed with overconsumption. So the second thing that I learned from being broke, I learned a lot of important lessons during this time, and mostly about relationships. Of course, I learned a bit about money, and how to manage it better, or what to do when you're going through financial hardship. Those were important lessons. But I really learned a lot about relationships as well. And one of the main things I learned was you can't just be in a relationship or be in a friendship when you need something. By the time you need something, it's far too late to start picking up a relationship and from the past and trying to talk to that person to get some moral support. Usually, if you drop in out of the blue, people don't really understand. They're too busy. They've got lots going on in their lives, and they won't really have time to support you or time for you. Or it is the rare person who really makes time for people who drop in out of the blue and who need things, because it sort of signals like a fair weather friend. And so that's really influenced the way that I try to connect with people now, which is to keep in touch with people, just to touch base with people, just to, not necessarily have coffee or meetings, but just to text every now and again, or give a phone call, give a voice message, just to kind of touch base with people and see what's going on and see if they do want to hang out a little bit. That's the key to creating friendships that last and over time, and not just assuming that everyone's going to be that friend who has time for you and you can drop back into where you were 3 years ago straight away. It's kind of unrealistic in this day and age. Although there are unique people who do fit that category. It's just been important for me to learn that I do like to check in, and I do like to just keep a little eye on what's going on with my friends and try to comment on their whatever posts and like their posts, and or have a chat every now and again for no reason. You don't need to have a reason to check in with anyone. You just sort of say, wow, I have been struggling lately with this or that. And I'm not saying like drop everything on them from a great height that you're going through, but just being honest about, okay, yeah, I've had this difficulty or that mental health challenge, and that's happening for me. Sharing your struggle, being seen in your struggle, I think those things are difficult to manage, but they're just so important for personal growth and for learning and for being a whole human being. I think when you're young, you think you want to be perfect for everyone, and you think you can be perfect for everyone. We have such a health conscious society, we're such a looks based society, and it's very easy to keep up appearances even if you're not feeling 100% underneath it all. And you could do that for a really long time without anyone really noticing. But it's important to let people know what's going on for you, and it's important to check in with people, just to check in just for no reason, because you never know when you're going to need that real shoulder, that moral support, that place to go when you want some compassion, when you want some friendship, when you want some moral support, and or you want to be seen in your struggle, etc. It's just really important to keep up friendships, and invest in them, not just when things are going badly, but when things are going well too. I see a lot of people, successful people, get this a bit wrong. They think because they have they have a bit more power and status, or that makes them very busy, and they assume that people are going to hang around if things were ever to change. Or like, for example, I have a friend who's a very busy entrepreneur, has multiple businesses. He just seemed very alone to me, and yet when I was spending time with him, I would notice that people were coming in to talk to him, but he was too busy to connect with them and just make that connection and say, hi, thank you for coming. I really appreciate you being here at this time. Because he had a lot of things going on. It wasn't an easy period for him. But I think just being able to connect with people in that way, just in a very basic, hi, how are you? What's going on? Just that 5 minutes of your time can make a real difference in the long run, because this person, I think, felt that no one cared. And that was a shame, because I think he did have a lot of interesting people coming in and out of his life. There were a lot of connections that were being made. It's just that he found over time that they fell away, but actually what was happening was he had an inability to just to connect in with people, not necessarily when you need something, but when they're there and in the moment, and when things are going good too. I think that's a really important lesson that I've learned from being in my own time of need, which of course included financial hardship. It was important to connect with people of all different kind of backgrounds and ages and to just sort of process what I was going through. And I think, I'm not sure if I had a therapist at that stage. I have used therapists before. I'm not talking about using your friends as therapy, just kind of having trusted people that you could let in a little bit more and be honest about what's going on for you, even if it's not perfect. Thanks for joining me for my series, 10 Things I Learned from Being Broke. I'll see you next time.